Shout out to LTTV.
Shout out to LTTV.
Salute the LTTV in the building, man.
Shout out to brother LTTV.
Shout out to LTTV.
Nobody's LT, and I'm certainly not implying that.
Shout out to LTTV.
Shout out to LTTV.
Salute the LTTV in the building, man.
Shout out to brother LTTV.
Shout out to LTTV.
Nobody's LT, and I'm certainly not implying that.
LT cooking your ass.
LTTV, whatever his channel name is called. I'm sorry for being the dusty. How about that?
If y'all want to keep up with the news and just shit be going on, subscribe to LTTV. That nigga know everything about everything. I ain't gonna lie.
Get dude off the screen.
FBA will make Africa great again. This is what they believe. They think that they are the superior blacks, their goal. I'm like, there's nothing superior about you. You're bottom in this country. I've said this to black immigrants. You're better off aligning with white America. When we come to America, we're chilling amongst ourselves. We don't come into your communities. What should Duke Jackson be doing with his life if he's not creating content? Nothing. He couldn't finish medical school. He still lies about it. You know, he's able to remain relevant due to the talent that he sourced out of Africa. You know, like you will never find me in Black America. Like I'll never go there. Actually, I think the black people of today are the bigger neocolonialists. It's not the white folks. The white folks, they got no issues with us. They are the racist. You see, black Americans are the most racist Americans in America. A lot of people don't know that. Hate white people, celebrating the stabbing and killing of other people. That's what they do. And when they are not doing that, they are killing themselves. And this is what we are allowing into Africa. Like East Africa, man, wake up, fellas. When are you going to put a stop to this? You have to discriminate. It's not hard to tell, right?
No, you can't be that. That's hypocritical.
Soon as they arrive in Jomo Kenyatta, you send them back. And now they are even demanding that they are going to change how we do things in Africa. He got out of Uganda. You guys run him out of there. And then he paid his way back in. And you've allowed him to come over there. We need to spread these videos out so that the Africans can do African things, which is increase the prices on them when they have an accent, overprice them, you know, make it very expensive for them to live there. If they come to the market,
Get dude off the screen.
Oh, God.
Get dude off the screen, man. Who the fuck is that?
That intro was entirely too long, chat. We're not even doing the normal introduction. That was entirely too long. Who was editing that? Bro is wildin'. What the hell's going on, Nana? This is absolute filthy work. First, he speaks about the ills of Black America. He speaks about the character issues and the behavioral issues and cheering on stabbings and doing illegal things, bottom of the country. And then he is trying to galvanize Africans to do terrible things, steal from them, discriminate against them. You see the hairline. I'm like, bro, what?
Oh!
They're children. But yet they're gonna come and develop Africa for us?
Yeah, LTTV, Blunt Talk with LT, back at it with another video. All right, let's get right into this one.
I noticed from that live, well, clearly, he doesn't like Nigerians.
Every black group, Black America, Jamaicans, what? Haitians, what? Well, hold on. Somalis, come on now. Are you serious? Like, I'm the first person that said something about y'all. Boy, you be here all day and tomorrow until Jesus get off the cross. They've been talking about y'all for years. What are you talking about? Y'all better get real. The whole world know about what y'all be doing. They write reports. The World Bank writes reports. The IMF writes reports. What y'all do is wildly...
Somebody wrote in the comment, FBA will make Africa great again. This is what they...
No, at this point, did he say anything wrong, though? The kind of cherry-picked this clip and started in the middle. He didn't say anything wrong at this point.
Believe, right? So
I'm speaking about O'Shea. O'Shea didn't say anything wrong at this point.
There with a conquest mindset. They think that they are the superior blacks, their goal. I'm like, there's nothing superior about you. You're bottom in this country.
My question is why does a Black American that has money going to Africa to build with his brothers on a Pan-African journey, why do you think that automatically he thinks he's better than folks because he's employing folks in building? I don't understand that. We're gonna have to get into more of his logic when it comes to that. Of course, there is the FBA movement, the online weirdos that don't represent African Americans. They're trying to act like these no-name brand, no profile picture ass niggas, participation trophy ass niggas in the comment section, trying to start a black war with this FBA superiority. That just because you have those weirdos online doesn't mean that Black Americans go around thinking that they're better than folks.
Black immigrants have surpassed you in America. They should have a more leading role because at least they are from Africa.
This is where he feeds into the FBA talking points, where the FBA folks online are talking about delineation and they're from America. They're not from Africa at all. So there is no Pan-African mentality with somebody that thinks that they're not from Africa at all. So I don't know who he's really attacking here, but let's get into it.
You're bottom in this country. Black immigrants have surpassed you in America. They should have a more leading role because at least they are from Africa. They are connected to Africa. Your lineage is here, remember? So for somebody that believes that their lineage is here, why are you there? Like, I think...
See, this is the thing. He's conflating two different ideas. O'Shea does not think that his lineage is from America, that he's not connected to Africa. Then he wouldn't have this Pan-African mind state and he would not be in Uganda building with Africans. He builds with blacks globally. So that's not the mentality.
O'Shea's living in Africa is deliberate. He's there kind of like a spy, like somebody that is working for a government entity with the goal of destroying the very little progress in image that Africa has made, right? Like, if I take what I've experienced in America, when I showed up here, the black statistics that I found in America, every metric of that statistic has gotten worse. The violence is way through the roof now. impulsivity and all the things that goes on is through the roof. The homicides, all this, every statistic has gotten bad. The reading.
Have you looked at the white statistics, Nana? I think you're focusing on the wrong things. I think you are jumping on the side of white supremacy and you're missing the white statistics. Who posted it? Shout out to Taz Exclusives. I don't know if he posted it. What's the GOAT Debaters? What's your channel name right now? Damn it. Somebody posted the white stats and I was like, these are staggering. They were absolutely staggering. They only comprised of 30% of the oh no, it was Afro Think Tank. Shout out to Afro Think Tank. Hold up, chat. Let me get all the stats here because people want to talk about stats and stuff and throw around blanket statements. And it's like, we should look at the stats of the country in totality instead of just jumping on this propaganda wave of just trying to disrespect Black Americans for the clout. Where is that damn stat? My bad, chat. I've been all over the place, so. Ooh, I don't have that right now. God damn it. Who posted it? Oh, there it is. Hold up, chat. Let me just pull this up real quick on a web page so it's clear. White males, 29.4% of the US population. 69.8% of rape arrests were white. That is a staggering stat right there. 65.8% of arrests for offenses against family and children were white. So against family and children, domestic disputes, 65.8% of the arrests were white. 59.1% of violent crime arrests overall were white. 59.1%. White males only represent 29.4% of the population. Prostitution and vice, over 50% of arrests were white. So these are stats that they love to hide, especially when it comes to sexual assaults, rapes, those type of offenses. Violent crimes right here, 59.1%. Staggering, right? But they are the majority of the population, so they should represent majority of the violent crimes. I don't know where these black statistics come from.
In metrics.
Somebody's asking, why am I defending O'Shea? Because what he said, he didn't say anything wrong here. People want to villainize folks where it doesn't apply. Right now, he's going in on O'Shea, and everything he's saying, what is he saying that is correct, that needs to stick? He's trying to basically say he shouldn't be in Uganda for whatever reason. We're going to get into it. But the problem is, if he stuck to his arguments going against O'Shea, and he was making valid points against O'Shea, that would be not really a story. It'll be two folks on YouTube, two content creators with different ideologies and different stances on things. He doesn't just go in on O'Shea. He doesn't focus on the passport bros, because Nana made very good videos cooking Austin Holloman, calling out various scams, Rello, Floyd, but he didn't just focus it to the passport bros. He started to expand it to Black Americans. Now Black Americans are X, Y, and Z, and just because you have issues with a few Black Americans, now all Black Americans should be banned from Africa, should be charged extra, should be taken advantage of, robbed, all these things that he says. This is disgusting rhetoric. And Nana's a smart dude. He damn well knows what he's doing.
Math, educational attainment, a little bit higher on the Black women's side, much worse on the men's side. See, in the Black American community, even though the majority of their destruction has come from women leading their homes, most of that should also be associated with men not being in the homes. Where are these fathers? Where are they? And one general characteristic that you will find in men like Austin Holloman and O'Shea Duke Jackson, these are that rejected 80% that grew up with no fathers, fully traumatized to the max, that have decided to unleash their trauma on a homogeneous society like Africa. They don't fit there. This is why they don't have any respect for the place. Austin Holloman was mocking my names. I'm like, Ninja, you have a slave name. Holloman is German. You are carrying a slave name, making a mockery of a name that is rooted in history. Like you have, and you know, I'm like, what? So unless you have a supremacist mindset, there's no way you would think that an African name is not a good enough name. You know, names that have real meaning and not connected to an oppressive past.
Now, for Austin to make fun of his name based on him having an ethnic African name, that's just foolish. What is Austin doing? Austin's a Dusty. But to make fun of Austin Holloman's name because it's a slave name, he didn't choose his last name. It's a gifted family last name based on the history with slavery. So to mock his name based on his lineage and being attached to slavery, that's also filthy work. You can't choose that.
Well, so it sounds good for you because there's a lot of vowels in your name. It sounds very good because it's European. Yet, you guys blame us when we come to the West for aligning with Caucasians and white folks. Like, yeah, you are not any better. Actually, I think, I've said this to black immigrants, you're better off aligning with white America. You fit them culturally better. They are more educated.
Brother,
Educated and more read, so they won't say mean things to you.
They won't say mean things to you? Yo, what the fuck?
You fit them culturally better. They are more educated and more read, so they won't say mean things to you.
You fit them culturally better.
get dude off the screen. Get dude off the screen.
Yo,
man.
I'm convinced he's trying to go viral on some rage bait and shit, taking advantage of the FBA movement right now. Like, this is filthy work, man.
They understand you culturally because they are curious more and they are well-traveled. These idiots just started traveling the world and look at the mess that they are already creating.
This is what I'm talking about. You are cherry picking the passport bro wave and trying to extrapolate that to black Americans. Oh yeah, it's black Americans. This is how they are. They just started traveling. They're a bunch of bumbling idiots. No, this is why I always make the distinction when I specifically speak about passport bros, because not all passport bros are from America. They're Western. There's Canadian passport bros. There's UK passport bros. But I'm not gonna conflate the issues with passport bros and just put them onto black Americans. That's not the wave.
Created a mess in Colombia. Colombians are what do you call it? Profiling them. African.
Profiling them. Passport bros. Once again, this is specifically a passport bro issue. It's written in the literature that it's passport bros.
Are already tired of them. It's like, you've been traveling there for only 6-7 years, and the Africans are already tired of you. So the common denominator here is you. It's like, we're chilling over there, and then you're coming into us. When we come to America, we're chilling amongst ourselves. We don't come into your communities. If we're so very interested, we would have been in your communities. We don't. So when you also go over there, it's like, we're not trying to be around you, and you're still coming. It's like, it feels like a pest. We don't want you over there. We don't want you around us. We don't want people that think like you around us.
Bro, why are you in America? You don't want to be around black Americans. represent a big portion of the population, especially because you look at the totality and be like, oh yeah, it's 14%. But you look at the pockets in which black people are in, and they represent large majority of populations in certain sectors. So to try to escape black Americans while being in America, why are you in America?
Of course, it's not everybody. But people like these O'Shea's and Austin Holloman's degenerates, I call them polished degenerates because now they have a little bit of money on the internet.
Okay, so this makes no sense. So it's not everybody, but it's like the Austin Hollamans, the O'Shea Duke Jacksons, the motherfuckers that left. Oh! Like, what are we talking about? Like, what the hell?
What would O'Shea Duke Jackson be doing with his life if he's not creating content? Nothing. He couldn't finish medical school. He still lies about it.
Now, if you're going to levy a claim like that, you're going to have some proof, Nana. I have no proof that O'Shea Duke Jackson finished medical school. I didn't even ask him about that when we had the conversation. That's not relevant to anything. He's not using his medical school degree to fraud out here like Dr. Cheyenne Bryant or other folks. But nonetheless, I have no proof that he has a degree or he's finished or completed anything. You have no proof of the contrary, so I would leave that off the table.
There's no way you'd be doing this bullshit if you went to med school. Because medicine comes with respect. Look at how this dude is talking, this ghetto-ass dude. You think he'll pass a class of algebra to be able to even get through biology and physiology and anatomy? No, he couldn't.
Get through a class of algebra to get through biology. So you have to pass math to get through science? I didn't know that math was the precursor, or at least algebra, to biology. You kind of take them at the same time in high school. I don't understand this point, but...
So these are not people that will go through USMLE and do a residency. He's not going to be able to fulfill that. So these people are only have been able to have a say only because they got...
Like, obviously math is a part of science, but you don't have to, like, it's not a prerequisite. Oh, in medical school, that's what it is? There's algebra. I don't know the system of medical school, so I should shut up. I could ask my sister-in-law. She's in medical school, so I can get some shit from that.
On the web earlier on. And he's able to remain relevant due to the talent that he sourced out of Africa. He doesn't like these people like that. Like I said, like you will never find me in Black America. Like I'll never go there. And I've expressed this openly. It's not like I'll talk to a Black person. I would advise a Black person. I would share opportunities with a Black person. But I won't visit. I won't go into a Black home. I have a few Black friends, Rob and a few guys that I used to. But I won't visit. I won't go into a Black home. I have a few Black friends, Rob and a few guys that I used to work with in the past. Actually, one of them I slept in my...
Bro, those aren't your fucking friends. What the hell are you talking about? You won't visit, you won't go in their home, you're discriminating against them? You're living in America, but you're saying you won't go into Black America? What does that even mean?
But I won't visit. I won't go into a Black home. I have a few Black friends, Rob and a few guys that I used to work with in the past. Actually, one of them I slept in my house before. But that's because we have personally something in common. So it has to be at an individual level. It's not a community band for me. But when there's an overwhelming Black majority location, I will never be there, mostly for my safety, because the data tells me not to be there. So if that's how you feel about Africa, you shouldn't be there either. Maybe you should go to Cape.
When the fuck has O'Shea said this very same thing about Africa? He doesn't want to be around folks like... When has he said that? He said that? Somebody play the audio. I've never heard that.
Town and say, okay, I'm in Cape Town, South Africa, which is racially diverse, you know, which kind of mirrors the US in a little bit. So I wouldn't be offended if O'Shea lived in Cape Town, you know, because it kind of mirrors the West. It feels like the West, it's Africa, but it's not really that Africa that everybody knows, right? And that would be a more convenient place for people that come from the West. But for him to go to places like Uganda, feels like it was a pre-planned exploitation, just like the people that arrived in Africa to exploit Africans and take slaves. That's the same mindset, okay? I'm reading a book called The Chronicles, and I'm gonna do a video on it. The Chronicles talks about a real Portuguese sailor's encounter, which is Prince Henry, one of the first people that sailed the coast of Africa from Portugal. They were the first expedition crew to Africa. Their mission to go to Africa in hierarchy did not include slavery. Slavery came as a consequence. That's why it was fifth on the list of the things that they listed as their priorities of sailing south. When they got there, the first contact is they found that the Africans were already trading intra-Africa between themselves and Arabs. They also found Islam in Africa and other traditional religions and multiple languages on the coast of West Africa. And I hope I can get somebody that knows how to do a documentary, and I'll share an African's perspective of the transatlantic slave trade, because these idiots just don't know anything about it. And this man documents what Africa was and how their initial contacts were and how they initially started taking the first sets of slaves from West Africa to Lisbon. And the mindset is that similar mindset of a neocolonialist, which can come in the form of black people too. Actually, I think the black people of today are the bigger neocolonialists. It's not the white folks. The white folks, they got no issues with us. They enjoy Africa. I mean, white people have a blast in Africa, man. They come there, they treat us for the most part with respect. You know, they understand the cultures, they walk around freely. You can go to the most rural parts of Zambia.
Bro, white people have been running the most negative propaganda towards Africa for years. Flies on the face, fat bellies, rural lands, dirt roads. Even folks on YouTube, they go out there to seek the worst of the worst. Think about it. Think about a lot of the white YouTubers. I watch a lot of YouTube, a lot of travel YouTubers, a lot of white YouTubers. They will go to the dustiest places in Africa just to start shooting footage and be like, yeah, this is how it is in their tribes and blah, blah, blah. They don't go to the nice cities. They don't go to the places with nice infrastructure. They seek the dustiest of the dusty. Why are you pedestalizing white people and denigrating black people? What is this?
You'll find a white dude from England walking around wearing local clothes like he's lived there his whole life, speaking even local languages.
And why is he accepted, and why in the hell are you discriminating against black Americans saying charge them extra? They think they're better. So the white people come there, they're comfortable with their money, they think they're better with their white supremacy. You don't mind them at all, but now you're looking at black Americans and charge them extra? Well, they got their hairline.
These idiots have lived in Africa for 6-7 years. They haven't even learned a single language in Africa. If O'Shea is referring to us.
Well, if you're living in Kenya and Uganda, where a lot of them speak English, there would be no reason or need to learn another language. When Austin Holloman, listen, I cook Austin Holloman and the Passport Bros for various reasons. When Austin Holloman was in Brazil, he learned Portuguese. Not many people spoke English out there. To maneuver, he actually learned the language. This is why we were always on Floyd's neck, trying to tell him to learn a little bit of Spanish if you're going to spend all that time in Colombia.
He changes his accent to mirror the accent of the shit that they showed them in the movies growing up here. Like this anti-Negro terms and way of speaking. Oh, we're up in, I'm a to be like that. And I'm going here to come in here. And I'm coming here. Come here. Come here. Come here. That's how O'Shea speaks when he's trying to talk about Africans, as if that's how we sound. That's not how we sound. But they make those things. And they mock African names. I mean, is there any level of bigotry beyond this?
Y'all are assholes, man. Y'all saying they do sound like it, accept it. Y'all, listen, I don't discriminate against any type of black people. Nobody's above anybody else. You got to get that based on individual merit. You're not better just because you're Ghanaian. You're not better just because you're American. You're not better just because you're Canadian. You're not better just because of any of that shit. But the accents, sometimes where they imitate some of the accents, it does sound similar. When niggas imitate Jamaican patois, it sounds like some Jafaican fuckery, but we understand where it comes from. We we get like what you're trying to do, what you're going for. So it's not offensive. We seen Flacco doing some dumb shit on his stream, and I'm like, whatever, man.
This is why you immigrants in America, and a lot of you don't listen. You should not be fighting these people's battles, man. They are the racist. You see, black Americans are the most racist Americans in America. A lot of people don't know that.
The funniest thing about this is when he was saying this, the very same day he was saying this, there was a KKK march. Just chest out racist people during the Chud the Builder saga. He says he's never seen racism in America. I'm like, bro, are you sleeping?
These people are the racists. They are racist towards other groups, bigots.
You can't talk about bigotry, racism, discrimination when you're calling on Africans to discriminate against black Americans. And then you're saying that African Americans are not African. You're doing this whole superiority thing where it's like you have to be superior because you're from the continent, and they've been away for hundreds of years. It's ridiculous.
Hate white people, celebrating the stabbing and killing of other people. That's what they do. And when they are not doing that, they are killing themselves. I mean, how worse can it get, man? And this is what we are allowing into Africa. Like East Africa, man, wake up, fellas. When are you going to put a stop to this? You have to discriminate. Some discrimination is good. It doesn't sound good on paper here, but you have to discriminate. The Colombians are discriminating, and it's working for them. When you come over there and you sound like a ninja, they send your ass back.
The lie detector test determined that was a lie.
That's not what's going on in Colombia. There's high alert for the passport bro situation, so they search individuals' suitcases and property. If they find weird things like a bunch of condoms, cameras, and all sorts of multiple phones, then they say, yeah, you're not accepted. That's what's been going on through the passport bro investigations. But that's not just a black American coming to Colombia. This is misinformation.
It's not hard to tell, right? They have the hairline. You come over there and you sound like a ninja, they send your ass back. It's not hard to tell, right? They have the hairline. They speak a certain accent of English. They move arrogantly. They even walk arrogantly. You can pick them out in the airport. You can tell an East African from these guys.
Now, this is discrimination. This right here is profiling. You're generalizing all black people down to this archetype that you dislike. This is absolute nasty work. This is what they talk about. You're talking about aligning with whites while in America, talking about not wanting to interact with black America.
Soon as they arrive in Jomo Kenyatta, you send them back. You don't ask any questions. At least do that for a little bit. Because, you know, I played a lady's video, a black American lady that lives, I think her name is Traverse Culture. She lives in Nairobi, Kenya. And she was talking about how the black folks that have showed up in Nairobi are like really the worst of the worst. And that is because we've allowed that to happen.
You got to go at both. You got to go at both. I'm not going to generalize Africans because Nana is speaking some crazy ass rhetoric. I know a bunch of Africans that think nothing similar to this. A bunch of Ghanaians that think nothing similar to this. It's Ghanaians from my hood that think nothing similar to this. So I'm like, what do you like? Nah, this is nasty work. Tariq, with his confusion and the FBA fuckery that he's doing right now, also needs to be called out. But this can't be ignored. You're not going to just have flagrant, blatant disrespect towards black Americans if we're going to look out for the entire black family. A lot of these people are not Pan-African, and a lot of these people are not pro-black. A lot of these people aren't. This is the thing. When you get on YouTube and you get in certain spaces, you get the grace, the accommodation, the support of black people based on our ideology of being pro-black, Pan-African, or just supporting blacks globally. If you are one of those people that are tearing that down and you're leading the division,
Get dude off the screen.
Oh, God.
Get dude off the screen, man. Who the fuck is that?
We're not fucking with you. Folks that do that, you use the black community, especially the community of creators that co-sign folks and be like, yeah, I fuck with this guy, support this, I'm reacting to the content, I'm pushing out their content, I'm sharing the content based on this is how the black community, this is how we fuck with each other. O'Shea did a feature, called in, spent an hour, we're gonna clip that up, that's gonna help the channel. When O'Shea needs clips or he needs something that's out there that I got a live stream of or I got while it was live, I would send him something. This is how we work. This is how we help each other. This is how we help elevate platforms. If you're going to be a part of that, you're not going to be a part of tearing down the community, bro. At that point, it's like we can't support that. If you change your direction and you start going a different way and you start uplifting and you stop being divisive, then we can fuck with folks. It's not personal. It's what the agenda and the mission calls for. You can't be getting in the way of the mission while trying to get free. Like, we're not doing that.
We've allowed O'Shea into Africa. Our laws have allowed this exploitation to go on.
Exploitation. When they talk about exploitation, the second Jamaicans had the independence in the 60s, started being able to travel, get that passport going, sometime, I think it was in the 70s, a bunch of Rastas went over to Ethiopia, started like a little Jamaica town. They're there to this day in honor of Rastafari. Y'all know Selassie, Ethiopia. It's in honor of him. So it's like there's always been that connection. It's not coming to colonize the place that you're from. Although they went to East Africa and Jamaicans generally, we come from West Africa. It doesn't matter. We're one with the continent. Back then, before the transatlantic slave trade and the current structure of countries, now it was kingdoms. There was no Nigeria. There was no Ghana. These are young countries. To try to act superior to other blacks because we don't have that same direct line to Africa, that's just ridiculous.
And no amount of things I say on the internet will change that, because these officials only see dollars. They don't care about our dignity and the respect that these people will show us. And now they are even demanding that they are going to change how we do things in Africa. That's how powerful they feel. They haven't changed the hood, but these new explorers can change African society. 3 or 4 idiots walking around Africa think they can change African society.
Okay, so 3 or 4, this is according to Nana, this is the logic. 3 or 4 idiots going to Africa, not even in the same country, because I'm pretty sure he's talking about like Pob, O'Shea, and Austin Holloman. That's who he's been focusing on recently. I don't know if that's what he's talking about, but I think that's what he's talking about. 2 of the 3 are passport bros. Austin Holloman's in Kenya, but I'm pretty sure he left Kenya for Southeast Asia. I don't know what Pob's doing, but he was also in Kenya. O'Shea's in Uganda. So 3 individuals makes you disparage the whole of Black America. All African Americans are catching smoke because you have problems with 3 dudes.
With what? A baseless culture? Like, what are they going to change African society with? But we've allowed this to happen. We are to blame. He got out of Uganda. You guys run him out of there. And then he paid his way back in. And you've allowed him to come over there. You know, and at some point, you have to just say, man, enough is enough. You know, this is not good for us, man.
Documented. Gemini know it. ChatGPT know it. Everybody know what y'all do.
He really despised Nigerians. He generalized all Nigerians as CFM. All Nigerian people, right? People out there, they are criminal. He says like they've been studied, and there's so many organizations out there studying Nigerians. I think that is actually quite insane, isn't it? It's like me saying, all Black Americans are ghetto, they're gangsters, you know what I mean, right? They are, what is it? They always commit crimes, you know what I mean? Like they're also gangbanging sort of stuff, right? They're selling drugs and all that, right? They're illiterate. They have no culture. Yeah, that's me generalizing now.
But that's what Nana's been doing this entire time.
Of course, you're not going to be happy. I'm not Nigerian, by the way. I want to make man, really, right? So he's actually doing scam stuff right now. He's trying to open a barbershop, a barber school out there, right? Trying to train Kenyan people. I see if the Kenyan people are desperate in need of a barbershop. Listen, man, you go to Kenya, you can get a haircut for like £1, £2, £3, and then you want to charge people insane. And of course, you want people to donate to his stuff, right? It's just, I actually report him to the government, really, right? I send an email to immigration, of course, and of course, the thing is like, the more people do that, right, report him, they will look into it, like, okay, you know what?
Bro, who is this guy, man? I stopped paying attention. This is just a bunch of rambling right now. Maybe because it's 1.5 speed or something. It's like, bro, what am I listening to?
There's a problem here. We have to.
That's the thing, yeah. The more people report, which is what I'm saying, you know, if there's 10 of us watching and there are 10 emails going to immigration in Kenya and immigration in Uganda, eventually somebody's going to pick it up. Because one thing Africans don't like is
they can do the same thing to you. You're an immigrant in America. Why would you do this? O'Shea brought up on the channel when he was saying all this hateful things towards Americans that he works in America. He has a job to answer to. YouTube is not his primary source of income. I do not think Nana thought this one through. There's certain things that you have to, if you work for a company in America, there's certain things that if you put on social media can get you fired instantly. You have to represent their brand in accordance to the brand. Social media is not the free world of just doing whatever the fuck you want to do and getting away with it. Especially if you're disparaging American citizens while not fully, I don't know if he's an American citizen. I don't know if he got a citizenship. He is a citizen. Yeah, he's a citizen. But you know how they do with the citizenships. You know what they do with the citizenships. They have a bunch of Americans who aren't fully citizens. They have their green cards. They have their little things that allow them to be working and safe within a certain amount of years. I don't know exactly the term I'm looking for right now. My brain is running in error. they're just revoking those and saying, yep, now you Somalian migrants, you guys are here illegally. These folks are here illegally. Various other folks, Haitians, are here illegally, revoking their citizenship. So it's like you have the whole American populace thinking, yeah, these motherfuckers just got here illegally. The crime was already done. They came here, they smuggled themselves in, and I'm like, that's not really what happened. Their shit got revoked. Trump said, we getting rid of you niggas. And then he has a whole bunch of Americans galvanized to get rid of these motherfucking immigrants. And it's like, hey, they were here on a different program, but Trump did some shit, revoked their access here, and now it has a whole bunch of folks thinking, hey, they're here illegally. But I don't know, Nana's, I don't know his citizenship or his status within the country. That's not relevant to me. But at the same time, your job is still up in the air. Like, you got to be worried about things like this when you start calling for hatred against certain groups while working for a company within that country. It's not a good look. If YouTube was your primary source of income and you were just out here like a lot of us, like I work for myself and I work for YouTube, so I don't got to worry about shit. I say what the fuck I want to say. I don't pander to a group of folks. I'm not controlled by anything. I do what I want to do. But some folks have to take into consideration, if you work for a corporation, they might get rid of you, nigga.
It's just open disrespect of African society and African culture. And it feels like East Africa has slept on this. These guys figured it out. They figured out that the East part is a little bit timid and they can roam wild. And they keep roaming wild. And, the only thing that can happen is for the government to step in. And if the government is not stepping in, we need to spread these videos out so that the Africans can do African things, which is increase the prices on them when they have an accent, overprice them, make it very expensive for them to live there. If they come to the market, charge them more. If they sound like they're not from Africa, charge them more. If you work for them, don't be productive. Because they are neo-colonialists. So treat them as people that are coming to exploit you. So exploit them in return.
This is nasty work. They're colonialists. They're trying to exploit you. No, they are conducting business. It sounds like you're jealous that they come from a situation where they have American money and they're able to pay African employees and they come in and they're not a worker. They don't start at the bottom. They come in building their business and they're able to facilitate that. But if they're doing business and they're helping Africans around the continent, what is the issue? Everybody eats, everybody wins. What is this disdain and animus? What is this inferiority complex that I'm sensing from Nana right now? It's weird, bro.
Because they are neo-colonialists. So treat them as people that are coming to exploit you. So exploit them in return. If you're going to sell land, scam the land. Don't give them your land.
Scam the land, bruh?
Brother,
How are you saying negative things about Black Americans, what they do, their behavior, their negativity, talking about crime and illegal things, and you're championing scamming? You're calling out Austin Holloman for his scams, which rightfully so. I call Austin Holloman out for his scams as an individual. But now you're trying to galvanize your folks, probably back in Ghana. I don't know who you're speaking to specifically in Africa. Probably Uganda and Kenya, because that's where these motherfuckers is at. But you're trying to get them to scam them, rob them of their money, work less hard.
Treat them as people that are coming to exploit you. So exploit them in return. If you're going to sell land, scam the land. Don't give them your land. Give them the wrong papers. They're not going to figure it out anyway. You do the things that cost them so much money that it would not be worth the immorality, because a lot of them are coming there for sex, in Austin Holloman's own words, that they are only there to drink and have sex. So
Once again, this applies to passport bros. This 1000% applies to passport bros. Rello, Austin, KG, all the motherfuckers, that's what they're doing. That's not black Americans in whole, in mass. Folks that are going there to build, folks that are going there to, I don't know whatever other reason, but it doesn't matter. They're not these motherfuckers. Damn.
They are coming there to, the Europeans came to teach Christianity and to take slaves. These guys are coming there to teach immorality and to abuse the people.
Really, nigga?
So they are not any better than the people that came to take slaves and colonize Africa. And that's how Africans should start seeing these people. They are not good people. Don't assume somebody is good just because they are black. These are Western people. They are westernized brains, westernized mindsets. They have no respect for you being African. They think they are more beautiful than the Africans, right? In Austin Holloman's own word. And now O'Shea has also said the same thing. They think they are more beautiful and they are more attractive. And they are the better supreme blacks. And that they are there, and they even joke for position, questioning why we have a lot of respect for white people. They want to even take the place of the white man in Africa.
Take the place of the white man in Africa. No fucking way, bruh. No way. I have to start playing this theme music with you as well.
Joke for position, questioning why we have a lot of respect for white people. They want to even take the place of the white man in Africa. They want the access that the Chinese and the white folks have in Africa. Those people have put in their time. That's why they've earned that respect. You can't be both. You can't be an Obroni or Muzungu and an African at the same time. Doesn't work. So the only way out is for us to spread this word, man. Clip these videos out. Put your keywords, Kenya, Uganda. I keyword always Kenya, Uganda. One Ugandan sees it, it goes around, they share it. Information travels fast nowadays. If I get 2,000 eyes on my videos every day, which I'm getting now, in 12 months, there'll be so many eyes. Eventually, if you are selling a product and an American dude shows up and he's talking with that accent, if the price is 10,000 shillings, it's automatically 20,000 shillings.
Nigga, you gotta go.
The fuck is wrong with you?
LT checked him. LT said,
Bro, what part of the game is this? What part of the game is this? Folks are saying you are worse than a white supremacist. This is nasty work. You are trying to get a message out to go viral so Africans will be influenced to discriminate against black Americans. Specifically black Americans, because you're pedestalizing the white man. Instead of looking at folks as individuals, like the Passport Bros, because the Passport Bros are not, they're also a group of folks, but they all have the same type of behavior. If you group certain groups like that, a smaller, more niche group of 30 dudes compared to the whole motherfucking population of America, discriminating against the blacks. Like, what are we doing, bro?
They don't make any money living there anyway. So eventually they're gonna return home. That is the only way we can win on the ground. We don't have to be violent. We're not violent people. We don't have to be violent.
So rip them off so much to the point where it's so expensive that it's unaffordable. They can't stay there. They cannot remain there. Just milk their pockets. So don't build long-term financial beneficial relationships that can help the infrastructure of whatever country they're in Africa, can help the growth and development, can help the ease of doing business, because a lot of African nations on certain economics what's the word I'm looking for? Wow, I'm drawing a lot of blanks today. This is eye-opening. I think I should take my own advice.
Stay off the weed.
They rank low in ease of doing business. Let's just put it that way. A lot of African nations aren't easy to go there and develop and do business with. So I don't know why you're going to try to talk folks out of doing something that would be beneficial to both parties. Wherever there's underdeveloped areas, or there's areas that have issues, those are the best places for somebody to bring their ideas to start businesses in. There might be oversaturation in certain American markets. So yeah, it would be ideal to go over there. That's why the Chinese is in Africa a lot right now. They have a lot of services that they can export, a lot of workers, a lot of things that they can develop, but they don't have anywhere to develop. There's a lot of ghost towns, super built up, massive infrastructure towns in China that's not populated right now. They don't have people there. So they're exporting their resources and where they can make money and where they can facilitate their businesses in Africa. If Black Americans have excess money and they have strategies that they want to build with their brothers on a Pan-African ideal or ideology, some people don't share the same ideals. They don't share the same ideology, and you go there and you think that these people are your brothers, and then you got a Nana. I'm not saying that that's what it is generally, but you don't want that to happen. Nana is pretty much trying to encourage Africans to think like him and discriminate against Americans. This is nasty work, man. There's no way to slice this. He can look at this and be like, I'm calling him out because we're cool prior to this, but I'm seeing his content recently, and I'm like, the cooning content that I'm seeing coming from Nana's channel is the reason why they call folks tethers. It's nasty behavior, bro. If they stuck to calling folks that based on behavior, not some sort of supremacy like, oh, you're not American, you get called that off riff just because fuck you, nigga, you don't agree with me, I'm calling you that, that's nasty work. If it was consistent, then I would be like, okay, but it's not, so I'm like, yikes. I don't really agree with the term, but this is why. I understand it when I see stuff like this. I'm like, you're there benefiting off of their country while shitting on them, trying to make them not have access to other countries. This doesn't make sense.
We just have to make it expensive for them at an individual level. If you work for them, don't be productive. And don't feel bad about it, because you are fighting a colonialist. These people are colonialists.
How? How are they colonialist? If you go into the definition of colonialism, how in the fuck are Black Americans coming to Africa colonialist in any way?
They are CIA agents, they are FBI agents. Treat them like the first Europeans that had contact with Africans. If you give them candy,
you said they were great people that came to spread the language and take the slaves that they were buying and purchasing. You didn't wrongly malign them in any type of way. The first Europeans, but you're saying treat them like them?
Eventually, they will enslave you. So the best course of action for the Black African that lives on the African continent is to treat these people as just like the first colonialist that tricked our ancestors, and make it very expensive for them to be able to live there. Make it uncomfortable for them to be able to live there. If they come and apply for documents or papers and you are at the visa office and it takes 1 week, delay that application, double charge them, triple charge them, delay that application for 2 months.
Get him out of here! He's got no place in here! Get rid of him! Okay.
Why are you encouraging criminal activity, sir?
Let that African bureaucracy kick in when we need it. Eventually, they're going to return. These guys were not coming there 10 years ago. All it took is one person to come there to spread the gospel, and now we have all these colonialists, Black colonialists, coming into Africa, doing the worst, the nastiest, the most degenerate stuff. Pab, walking around Nairobi, talking like a monkey, yelling, screaming. Wow. Doing the worst, the nastiest, the most degenerate stuff. Pab, walking around Nairobi, talking like a monkey. Yelling, screaming, disrespecting people. showing his ass. Nothing happens to him. Then the next time we have big boss saying, okay, I'm coming back. And he will come back and nothing will happen to him. And he gets some Kenyans to even support him in this bullshit. This is why this broadcast has to start traveling across Africa. I don't care about AdSense revenue. We have to share this thing. If you're a taxi driver in Africa, you're an Uber driver in Africa, in the morning, you turn on your internet, because now you guys have internet, and you listen to this like your radio and you're driving. If I need to make 10 live streams a week, I will do it. You know, they get into your Uber, double charge them, triple charge them, circle them around. If the destination is 5 minutes away, circle them around places.
What the hell was that?
Make their life a bit more hectic. Eventually they'll leave. Have you not seen all of them live in Ghana? The average black American lasts 6 months in Ghana, according to data. These are the ones that are quote unquote repatriating. The ones that say they are going back to Africa, they last 6 months. The average black American in Ghana lasts 6 months. Most of them try, or when it's difficult, they either come back to the US. Most of it's financial reasons, but that's because we double charge them. Soon as they start speaking, we know they are from America, we charge them twice, 3 times the price. If an apartment is $300 a month, we charge them $900 a month. Take their money. Let them pay like they're paying in the US. They got the money, right? Because that's why they can boss you around.
This is what we call bad mind jealousy. This is some hating ass shit in American terms. Bro, what the this right here, this statement says it all. This is an inferiority complex. Oh, they got the American money so you can exploit them? What are we doing out here?
Take their money. Let them pay like they're paying in the US. They got the money, right?
How can you be mad at anything people are doing globally if you're championing this shit? How could you be mad at anything the Passport Bros are doing if you're championing this shit? In the words of the pedo that's currently in jail.
No, you can't be that. That's hypocritical. That's hypocritical.
$900 a month, we charge them $900 a month. Take their money. Let them pay like they're paying in the US. They got the money, right? Because that's why they can boss you around. Charge them.
So you feel no ways about the Chinese and the white coming in there with their money, setting up businesses. You don't look at it as bossing around, but a black American comes in there and now all of a sudden take their money. They're bossing you around. They feel like they're the better looking, better Africans, and then you denied them of their African lineage, saying they're American, going with the FBA shit. They're saying that their lineage is from America, no, damn well knowing they're African American.
Let them pay like they're paying in the US. They got the money, right? Because that's why they can boss you around. Charge them. That's your only opportunity to make money anyway. Charge them. Because they are colonialists. These are black colonialists. Charge them. Don't be apologetic. Don't be talking about my brother, my brother. These are not your brothers. Do you not hear them? Hasn't Tariq Nasheed, Black Alpha Network, O'Shea Duke Jackson, Austin Holloman, haven't they said enough for you to know?
Once again, the extremist talking points. You named the Passport Bro Austin Holloman, you're throwing O'Shea in there, but you brought up Tariq Nasheed and the FBA movement. We call out Tariq Nasheed and his radical fuckery, his xenophobic fuckery, his divisive fuckery, but you can't use that to try to act like now we're going to just target African Americans, black Americans, and we're going to discriminate against them based on some dumbass on the internet. You are taking part in the African versus American war, taking the other side when you know better, Nana. You damn well know better.
You know, street media, TV, Super Sly, all these People are using the third words in their thumbnails, in their titles, speaking freely, disrespecting you only for being in America. Yet they want the perks of traveling to Africa to do degenerate stuff. What are we doing, man?
Now, you in the chat, you're doing the same thing he's doing. You're taking one dude on the screen.
Get dude off the screen.
One dude on the screen, and now this expands to all. Now Africans are X, Y, and Z. It's like, yeah, there's tribalism in Africa. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of issues on the continent. Great. He don't speak for majority of Africans. He's one dude. He's trying to get his message to resonate with people, to be discriminatory. And that's not what it is. Nobody's romanticizing shit, my nigga. You're just discriminating. I'm not taking part in the war. Nobody's better than anybody. You have to establish that on individual merit. You don't get Team Africa to be better than folks. You don't get Team FBA to be better than folks. You don't get Team Jamaica to be better than folks. You don't get none of that shit. That's divisive. That's bullshit. That's competing with only blacks because folks can't feel like they can't compete with any other type of race. Oh. It's just nasty work out here. Absolute nasty work.
You know, I would say it may not sound the best. I don't care. But I want my Africans, especially in East Africa, to jump on that West African code, man. This is the time to do it. It's 2026. Let's go. We may have to push it to 2027. But by January 2027, those prices must go up. If they come, you take them from Jomo Kenyatta Airport into Nairobi proper, in Kileleshwa or Kilimani, you charge them 50, 60 bucks.
Yo, they have the illest names in some of these cities. Like what
must go up. If they come, you take them from Jomo Kenyatta Airport into Nairobi proper, in Kileleshwa or Kilimani, you charge them 50, 60 bucks, 100 bucks.
Yeah, but beyond that, these points are nasty, bro. What is this, man? Weirdo. What are we doing, Nana?
If they don't pay, get a few bodies out to surround them and just say some crazy stuff, and eventually they'll pay. They'll be scared. They'll pay it.
Don't fucking touch me!
Okay, Nana, what the hell is this? Get a gang of niggas and surround them and force to pay it? What are we doing out here? You know this goes against the motherfucking guidelines. You're reporting all these niggas. They're gonna get their angry mob of niggas and try to report you. This is nasty, bro. Like, what are we doing out here? This is the filthiest of filthy work, bro. Now we got people in my chat and the other comments talking about delineation immediately. Like, get these niggas the fuck out of here as well, man. God damn it. Okay, so limited to no ads remain on my... Who watched the last stream? Who watched the last stream of me and O'Shea speaking for about an hour and a half, and then it was like another hour and a half of me speaking about various different issues? Who thought that should be limited to no ads? Anytime I have a moment or I got a good stream going or I got some shit that's speaking absolute facts that will help a large group of people, that would stop the fuckery and the divisiveness, they put it on limited or no ads. All the motherfucking time to stop the growth. YouTube is beyond a lot. They're behind a lot of this shit. If you are putting hashtag FBA in your title and you're just cooking the living shit out of Africans, they're pushing that in the algorithm. You're having a bunch of bots in your comment section supporting you. You're going to have the world of likes. If you're an African pushing hate towards black Americans, you put hashtag Kenya, Uganda, Mozambique, fucking Zimbabwe, wherever, and you're against Americans, you're gonna get pushed to the front. YouTube and their algorithm are supporting the shit out of this. And when you try to get in the middle and be like, yeah, we're stopping this fuckery, we're not being divisive, we're not doing the divide and conquer, YouTube comes in and it's like, yeah, demonetized, motherfucker. And then you got me on the screen like,
Donations.
Trying to keep a nigga broke, trying to have a nigga working for free out here. Plus, it kills the growth of the message. YouTube, man, y'all under review, man. Y'all are under review. I held my tongue from YouTube for a long time, pause. They got one of my channels in the past, reinstated it, said, yeah, sorry, our mistake. When they fucked over Blunt Talk with LT for 6 months, had me start this channel after that shit. The amount of subscribers I could have had, the amount of times they stopped my growth, the amount of times y'all see me killing, cooking, and then you're like, where's LT for a while? Motherfuckers hit me with guidelines and community strike, all sorts of bullshit trying to stop the growth when they know it's not just. YouTube is full of shit. Get YouTube the fuck out of here. I don't ever like to play a victim. That's why I don't speak a lot of this shit. But a lot of this shit is bullshit.
Extort them. Take their money. They come there with a lot of money. Most of the money is not there. They are stealing the money to come there anyway. So take your share. There's nothing wrong with that.
It's nasty work. What do you mean there's nothing wrong with that? Steal from them because they have more? Pocket watch to the extreme? You're talking about xenophobia and these people and their movement, but you're discriminating against them chest out. You see the hairline, you rinse their pockets. Like, what is this, bro?
It's called thief, steal thief. Okay? Take your share, man. What do you got to lose?
Oh, but you're better than the American blacks and you align more with the white man.
You have one opportunity to shine. Because they're already going to say these stories that are not true anyway. So why not just steal? Take their money. You know? If you work for them, don't be productive. Don't show up to work early. Half-ass the work. You know, half-ass shit.
This is disrespectful because O'Shea has an entire staff and they're building. They're eating good. So it's like, bro, what are we doing out here?
You know? If you work for them, don't be productive. Don't show up to work early. Half-ass the work. You know, half-ass shit. If you own an Airbnb or an apartment, not Airbnb because those are web pricing, but if you own an apartment, you own an apartment in Kilimani or Kilaleshwa, you don't be charging no $400, $1,500. All of you owners that have apartments, form a conglomerate and set the price. That if they, in Ghana, if you go to any of our tourist attractions, we have the local price and we have the foreigner price.
That's disrespectful. Now you're saying this is how it is in Ghana. You got the local price and you got the foreigner price. So you're really gonna kill your travel sector. Like, people aren't going there to visit. That's terrible. That's terrible. Shout out to Lee with the $2 super chat. Lee says, please get the likes up, support the stream. That is facts. Shout out to Lee with the $2 super chat. Get the likes up, chat. Likes are free. You don't got to send a super chat to hit the like button. Even if you're talking shit to me in the chat right now, you are here and I'm holding your attention. So hit that like.
And I saw a group of them were crying about it. Oh, why? You told us to come home and now you're charging us this. Yeah, you got to pay. So some of them didn't like it, but you still got to pay. And that's what East Africa should do. Let them pay. The visas are too lax. Why are they paying $50, $30 for visas? It should be $500. Every 90 days, Austin Holloman comes.
Never. This is the thing. The FBA movement, Tariq Nasheed and these motherfuckers that he's radicalizing, will tell them, fuck out of here. They'll antagonize them. They'll do certain things on the internet. They'll be like, get out of our stuff. We're not building with you. It's us only. You're not representing us, blah, blah, blah. But they never once say steal from Africans. They never once say do anything negative to these Africans. So although they're spreading division in a certain way, they never once said do anything to these Africans, rip them off for their money. It never came from this jealousy, inferiority complex type of situation. And that's what I'm seeing here, and this is bad. This is bad.
The visas are too lax. Why are they paying $50, $30 for visas? It should be $500. Every 90 days, Austin Holloman comes in, he has to pay $500. So if he does that, that's $2,000 a year. Eventually he'll leave because it becomes too expensive for him to stay. The work permit Uganda gives O'Shea Duke Jackson.
Now, I call out Austin Holloman as an individual for the fuckery that he does, and sometimes just because it's funny Passport Bro episodes. But you should not be encouraging folks to rip him off, charge him extra, do any of these illegal activities, although they may not be looked at in the same way as the laws of the eyes of the law in some of these African countries, which I'm pretty sure it still is. I don't think it's the motherfucking Wild West out there in these motherfucking countries where there's no structure. Although there's less structure than in the West, I don't think it's that open season on them. Of course, there's a lot of vendor prices. There's a lot of bullshit. And I don't want to discriminate. I don't want to right now come like I'm hating on certain African countries. But there is the market of we just give you the price where we feel like this is the price. Sometimes there's a lot of markets that don't have set prices. You have to ask them what the price is, and they determine it based on arbitrary things, like whatever they want to charge today. So, like, that is a very real thing.
$7,000 a year. Make it $15,000.
But that's bad business. That's why they rank low on certain economic cursors, because it's like you can't reach a marker or a standpoint if you have such bad business habits and tactics. It's hard to establish real trust in business.
$20,000. Increase these prices. If they are Western blacks, increase the price. Why are you not taking the shot? They are not there because they love Africa. You've heard them. And this is something that we can all do at an individual level. We don't need to wait for the government, you know? If you work at Kenyan immigration and they come to renew, you know, extend the time, make it difficult.
Now, this is absolute filthy work. You're not going to abide by any government structural guidelines. You're saying do it on an individual level. Take the power into your own hands and discriminate against these black Americans.
Need to wait for the government, you know? If you work at Kenyan immigration and they come to renew, you know, extend the time, make it difficult. Sit on it a little bit longer until they pay some bribes. Extort them, make it very, really untenable for them to do some of these things.
Bribes and extort them? Bro said it raw. Pause. That's nasty as fuck, bro. That's nasty. You said extort them verbatim.
Sit on it a little bit longer until they pay some bribes.
First of all, pause. Secondly,
extort them, make it very, really untenable for them to do some of these things. Eventually they'll leave.
Personally, I feel like that brother needed help.
shout out to Achille Negus with the $5 super chat. What is that, like €5? Big money. Shout out to you with the $5. You said agent/brain dead sheep in Africa and the Americas doing massive work by pushing COINTELPRO. Pushing COINTELPRO 2.0. Pan-African. What was that? Hashtag Pan-Africanism is the silver bullets for white supremacy. White? Huh. Interesting. Hold on, chat. I'm struggling over my words right now because I am significantly parched and dehydrated. I need a beverage. Okay, so you said the agents and the brain dead sheep in Africa and the Americas doing massive work by pushing COINTELPRO 2.0. Pan-Africanism, the silver bullets for white supremacy. Now, there's a whole lot of...
How much you gonna give me, master?
On YouTube. There's a whole bunch of that. And there's a whole bunch of nasty work.
They got a beautiful country. Why are they running from here? To escape racism? To be racist over there? Doesn't make sense. There is no racism here that they are escaping. We've never had a racist encounter in 20
He's been there for 20 years in America. Never had a racist encounter, but you had the gall and the gumption to sit up on your platform and say, there is no racism in America.
Racist over there? Doesn't make sense. There is no racism here that they are escaping. never had a racist encounter in 20 years. And I have more contact with white people than the average black American. I work in almost a 90-some% team that is white. I've lived in suburbia my entire stay in America. Lived in Bloomington, Illinois, where I went to school. Lived in Williston, North Dakota when I worked for Halliburton. Worked in West Texas, which is like 99.9% white. Everywhere I've been, lived in this country, surrounded by white people. Not a single racist person. I've never encountered. White America is good America. They are good people. I've never encountered a single racist event, yet.
My bad, chat. This is for clip's sake.
Baby, my entire stay in America. Lived in Bloomington, Illinois, where I went to school. Lived in Williston, North Dakota when I worked for Halliburton. Worked in West Texas, which is like 99.9% white. Everywhere I've been, lived in this country, surrounded by white people. Not a single racist person. I've never encountered. White America is good America. They are good people. I've never encountered a single racist event. Yet these black Americans will yell racism all over the damn place as if it's something you wake up and see in your face. It's all a lie. Open your eyes, man. It's all a lie to indoctrinate you, to put you on a side that is not stable, because they are not a stable group.
Nigga, you gotta go.
The fuck is wrong with you?
What is stable about black America today? Nothing is stable. The families are not stable. The fathers are not in the home. They're economically not stable. They are benefit over stable. There's nothing for you to.
Shout out to Lead Clinton with the $5 super chat. Whoops. Shout out to you. You said African FBA. I honestly think Nana is a step worse. This is the filthiest of the filthy work I've seen throughout this entire debacle. This is nasty work. This is diabolical.
Be an ally only because you share a skin color. When you're mentally different, ideologically different, then culturally different, then you are very different. If you believe in morality and you want to live a beautiful life, you're much.
This is ridiculous. Of course, there is a few of them, but there's a lot that are far different and fully integrate with black society. You got to understand the makeup of black in Canada is much different than the makeup of black in America. It's a conglomerate of immigrants. First generation blacks growing up in America or in Canada from various different places around the world. Caribbean blacks, African, American blacks. It's different. People get on, they get on the same type of program. You build with each other. Of course, there's certain Africans that stay within their own pockets. A lot of Somalians stay to their own corner, but a lot of Somalians, especially in the hood, build with Jamaicans and Guyanese and Trinis, and so it's like, it's different. They don't come there with this subservient to the white power structure and white supremacy and bolstering. They don't come to Canada with that mentality. A lot of them, most of them don't. Most Africans I know don't think like this. And I know a lot of Africans.
Closer to the Caucasian in America than you are to this.
They don't think like this.
If you believe in morality and you want to live a beautiful life, you are much closer to the Caucasian in America than you are to these dudes here.
In which way? In which way culturally? Because when it comes to the food is a lot more aligned with the Caribbean and the black American food, especially in West Africa, especially the restaurants in Toronto. Who are their top clients? Jamaicans, Ethiopians. So I'm like, no, the food aligns. The music, Afrobeats. Afrobeats music, what does that sound like? You go to South African music, what does that sound like? They sound way more Caribbean and way more black American than anything white. So we got the arts, we got the music, we got the food, we got the way of life. The way of life is completely opposite from the Eurocentric way of life. He wants to pedestalize all these things that the white people are doing in America while they're genetically modifying food, calling food product instead of food. You got seedless fucking fruits and shit going on the market right now. You already know what they did with that bullshit in COVID. And y'all thought it was bad in America. Canada was way worse when it came to COVID. The motherfuckers was on some bullshit. They were forcing motherfuckers, well, they were doing it in America too, forcing motherfuckers to get the jab just to remain employed. Just absolute nasty work, infringement of rights and everything. Justin Trudeau broke the Constitution many times. Bro was out there just making things up, just going off the top of his head, just freestyling shit. Throwing policy out there like it was, you know what, we're not going to talk about Trudeau. That nigga gone. Let's get back into this.
That are over here running amok and committing all these bullshit crimes. So don't let them come there, dress nicely, talk as if they are, you know, some elitist group here. No, they're not. This is why we present a challenge to them as black immigrants, because they know we're not going to take up their bullshit. Which African is going to challenge Austin Holloman the way I do? Because I have the tools to challenge him. I don't see him as a god. Actually, I see him as a piece of shit.
Yeah, but you can't do this because we have Afrofest, we have Jerkfest, and sometimes folks can't even tell the difference. To make up the population, Africans, Caribbeans, we build together. Don't do this bullshit because you know names of streets in Toronto, nigga. Oh, you're gonna name Jane Street. Nigga, please.
I see him lesser than because he is. But the African won't see that. So it's up to them, you know, they have to watch us. Watch these broadcasts. This is part of the reason why I came on YouTube. So that my people can see and learn and understand these people. And figure out a way to address them. Because they are not your brothers. Some of them are, but for the most part, the majority are not your brothers.
See, this is bad because this influences, you're trying to influence a large group of people. And then when we're speaking about the youth, because this is the problem with folks online. I'm outside. So when folks try to say this, oh, the makeup of people are doing, I'm outside, fam. Like, I'm out here living. I'm in these communities with these people. I'm at events. So when they try to run this narrative like Africans align closer, they align closer to the white community culturally, I'm like, that is absolute horseshit. Oh, God damn it. Shout out to Nana with the $10 super chat. Nana says, here for my own roast. I'm at my child's birthday party, or my child's birthday, unfortunately. I couldn't join. So, yeah, I didn't know it was your child's birthday. He ain't trying to roast you on your child's birthday, but this is flagrant nasty work. You know what this was, Nana. You knew this was nasty work when you did this. At some point, you knew you were either rage baiting, spreading hatred, trying to make it look like the inverse side of the FBA, but you went too far, bruh. You went entirely too far. This is beyond discrimination. You are trying to galvanize folks to do negative things, extortion, robbery, theft, surrounding these motherfuckers till they're scared until they give it up. Also,
stick together.
Pause. So I'm like, bro, what the hell, man? Come on, man. Trying to get views you saying you're trying to get views in the face of shitting on what we've built globally on these platforms? Y'all can say what you want about any given black community. What community has a presence where we are all together and we are building together online like this? What race of people just see each other and just want to gravitate towards each other and build with each other? We got to start taking some more credit instead of trying to tear each other down all the time. Black Americans were one of the leaders in that activity of just being open arms to everybody. That's why this FBA movement hit so staggering. Because all of a sudden it's closed shop. Niggas ain't fucking with niggas anymore.
A majority of them that come over there are exploiters. They are colonialists that are there to dominate you. because they can't dominate relationships here. They can't even raise their children here. See, these people can't even raise their children. But yet they're going to come and develop Africa for us? They can barely raise a child. That's what the data suggests. 84% born out of wedlock. They can barely stick around to raise their children. This same.
You're looking at American free world stats. In this generation, people aren't marrying before they're carrying. Go look at the white statistics and they'll be staggering as well when it comes to children out of wedlock. You're living in the free world, sir. This isn't homogenous African nations, homogenous Asian nations. This is America. Well, y'all are in America. I'm still in Canada. I don't like when people try to make that, you know what? Let's just move on.
Men. So if you go over there in Africa, you know, these East African women, because you want a visa, and, you know, get your visa. But if you have a child with these people, there is a high possibility that they are going to leave you and your child. Because majority are irresponsible. They don't have a history of doing this. So
I don't even like the way you framed this, Nana. This is not a roast. This is not a roast. I'm literally looking at these points and saying some of these points are nonsensical. These are hating ass points. This is hatred spewed towards a community, highlighting the fact that some of these points are discriminatory and some of these are just like calling for illegal activities such as extortion and robbery. That's what I'm highlighting. I'm not roasting anything. Sometimes I make a joke here and there, hit a drop here and there, because at the end of the day, if I don't, I get bored personally. But this is like, I don't know, man. Oh, I got the PayPal link here. I got the motherfucking PayPal link pinned instead of the call link. Meanwhile, I ain't getting no PayPals. So let me switch this to the call link just in case Nana actually wants to call in. I know he's at his child's birthday. I didn't know it was his child's birthday. But let me do this real quick. Let me hit y'all with some background music so y'all ain't bored as fuck. Damn it, I can't see, nigga. How am I supposed to type when I don't see what the hell's popping up? You pussy ass motherfucker. Alright, there we go. You can't pin? God damn it. Hold on, I gotta do some internet surgery. Oh, how annoying. How motherfucking annoying. Y'all gonna hear so much clicking, but it is what it is. We gotta reset up this thing because OBS is dusting it the fuck up. Whoops. All right, there we go. Call link is not pinned. What the hell was that? What did I do that for? God damn it. What a fail. Well, y'all see the call link.
Again! Why do you want to subject yourself to this? You know, when you're raising children, you need to prepare their mind of the type of men, when they come up on marriage, the type of men they're supposed to marry. We do that within Africa. Why are you not doing that with these people? Learn about their family tree. If there was no father at the home, run for your life, man. If they show exorbitant feminine trait, that's your chance to leave. Because if you don't, they're gonna kill you and your baby, like they just did in Mississippi. Shot a baby 8 times in the head. A 2-year-old. Google it, it's a triple murder in Mississippi. Shot 2 sisters and their son who was sleeping in bed. 4 people committed this crime. Not even one person said, oh, Ninja, let's stop. Let's leave the baby to be alive. They shot the baby. How do you shoot a 2-year-old 8 times in the head? Only a black American would do that. If you don't believe me, Google Mississippi murders. It happened 3 days ago. I can cut to it briefly. I'll give you another 5 minutes so you see this. It happened in Jackson, Mississippi.
Okay, so Nana says, I don't hate anyone. We are returning the same energy we get from all these YouTubers who disrespect my people. They stop, we stop. Okay, but if you know that their logic is nonsensical and then these YouTubers are pushing hate, why do the same? Two wrongs don't make a right. Two wrongs don't make logic. Two idiotic thoughts don't make logical sense when paired together. I don't understand
It just popped up. Jackson, Mississippi, triple homicide. This is the case.
Welcome to 12 News at 4. I'm Walt Grayson.
And I'm Melanie Christopher, and we are following breaking news. We have new information.
You know what you don't see on the news? The news loves to peddle stories and narratives. What happened in Toronto last weekend, there was a Salsa on St. Clair, a Salsa Fest, a festival where everybody was there. 2 people were shot and killed. 6 people were injured. And that wasn't the only thing that happened that weekend. But because it was at a salsa festival and it was a main thing, they put it in the news as mass shooting. They ran so many different campaigns on it. You had the mayor speak about it. You had the mayor speak on the guns being smuggled into the country from America, blah, blah, blah. All these things happening. Meanwhile, at Rebel, there was another shooting where 3 people... Let me pull up the story. See, they hid that motherfucker so well that you didn't see it in mainstream news. There was a double shooting, a double homicide on Jane and Shepherd. They hid that because they want Canadian stats to look all nice and everything. They want to hide the fucking crime. And then a police officer, there was somebody's car got... I'm gonna pull up the article. Let's watch this. It was just ridiculous. It was like a Chicago weekend in Toronto, and they want to just hide the stats all the time because the media runs a narrative.
On the triple homicide that happened on Queen Alexandria Lane in Jackson on Saturday.
Top News, Mercy Rain heard from the mayor and the chief of police today. Mercy, what'd you find out?
Yeah, police believe a weapon stolen from a JPD vehicle may have been used in the homicide. Cornelius Carter and Michaela Young, both facing capital murder charges, were in a vehicle during a traffic stop when officers recovered multiple firearms. Just 8 weeks ago, a series of vehicles were broken into.
Women are criminals. Men are criminals. They come together. They can't even, one of them won't even step in and say, hey, no, this is not a good idea. You get 4 people, go over there and kill 3 people, including a child. And then they steal, they steal what do you call it? They steal a weapon from a police vehicle.
At multiple apartment.
Yep. Welcome to America. Crime happens. They happen to be black. I watch a lot of the police body cam footage because there's some like entertaining ass clips that come from there. A lot of them are white people doing crazy crime, stealing vehicles.
Complexes.
I'm gonna find something because it's in my history. Hold up, chat.
During those break-ins, a short-barreled rifle was stolen from a JP.
This is actually great. We're gonna watch a crazy motherfucker that just happens to be white because white people in America, they're not inherently bad people. They're not all racist. I'm not putting that on white people like they're all bad and they're all racist. Yeah, there's racist white people in America, but they're not all. There is some good people. Like there's good black people. I don't know why people put these labels on people based on minuscule experiences with a few bad apples in the bunch. I think that's one of the worst things folks learned as kids. One bad apple spoils the bunch. Like, yeah, that happens biologically. You put some nasty food around, spoiled food around other food, it's going to be nasty. It's going to spoil. It's not going to be good. But a lot of the times we use that to tarnish our ideas of groups of people. We see one bad person or a couple people doing certain things that are negative, and all of a sudden all niggas are stealing. And it's like, well, relax, buddy. Relax. Hold up, chat. We got a lot to scroll through here. I got a lot in this motherfucking history. Yeah, what type of foolishness do I be watching? This is why I took the shit off the screen. Oh, God. No, it's not this, but it is on this channel. So I'm going to go to this channel.
So listen, man, no bullshit. You know?
Oh, this is more white people doing crimes, but this is just America. If you have video footage or news footage of people doing crimes, you're gonna see all sorts of people: white people, Spanish people, black people. Like, even a quick look at this code blue cam, when you look at the people that are committing crimes, it's like, this is a white, a Spanish, another Spanish, a black, a white, a black, Gideon. Gideon is here. No way. That's funny as hell. That's funny as hell. Oh man, I can't find which one it is. I don't even know if it's on this channel. But it's just a whole bunch of shit. You got this motherfucker, the cocky YouTuber, what is his name, Jack Doherty. Like, it's easy to cherry pick and run a narrative. Oh, all these blacks. I can be like, oh, all these blacks, and then I choose all the black ones instead of looking at this shit.
Please, bro, stop! Stop, please! Get on the ground right now! Stop!
This was supposed to be a simple intervention for this man walking along Interstate 5, risking his life and those of others. But by the time he was taken into custody, city and state troopers will have witnessed a Christmas they are not prepared for.
Please, bro, please,
Threw the cop to the ground. Took the cop's vehicle, dipped.
Well, that's a police officer.
This is a lieutenant, and it happened to be a woman. I'm like, how are you a police lieutenant? This is the problem with some of this shit in the West right now. Like, you're this little weak little motherfucker that can't defend yourself, and this druggie is able to throw you out of your car and throw you on the ground, but you're a police lieutenant? This is so embarrassing.
That's a police officer.
Oh my God, he just stole the cop car.
It's like, get behind the desk. Did you pass the physical examination?
If you don't get that bullshit out of my face, bitch.
That I looked at, I'm like, this is filthy work.
It began on the morning of December 25th, 2025, with a series of 911 calls reporting a man walking along Interstate 5 in King County, Seattle.
Yeah, so it's just some random white dude who's walking on the street. He ends up getting violent with the cops who tried to give him a lot of passes. As you can see, hold up, let me go back to this. You have Abdul here, who is not a foundational black American, but he's a black in America doing his job well alongside another officer. Where's Abdul? Abdul doing his job right here.
What is it called? Have you just walk across to the shoulder and just will slowly follow you off the freeway. That is an option, okay? People
are people, bruh. People are people. This whole grouping folks into being like, oh yeah, these Somalian blacks are doing this, X, Y, and Z, or American blacks or X. It's just like, what are we doing? People are people. People, you gotta hold them individually.
But we cannot continue just sitting here and be going back and forth like this.
This guy, Abdul, this black officer, he's a great officer. He does his damn thing. He does most of the work. He ends up pitting the vehicle that this guy steals from this other motherfucker. But at the end of the day, this is not what we're here for. This is not a part of the main story.
We don't care.
Let me tell you.
Y'all can go watch that on Blue Code Cam or whatever the fuck that shit's called. Let's get back into this.
The vehicle. The weapon was submitted to the Mississippi State Crime for analysis. Based on preliminary evidence, investigators believe that firearm was used in the triple.
Now, what I showed was not nearly as bad as a triple homicide, but at the end of the day, you can pull up any news report, anything from and run a narrative. I've seen it done. This is what folks do on YouTube. They'll literally cherry pick and run a narrative. Oh, these white folks are so bad. Look at this racist act after this racist act after this racist encounter, and then they'll run a narrative and act like racism is so much worse than it is. And then there's other folks that will downplay it and then shit on their own community. Well, it's not their own because they don't claim them their own, but they'll shit on the black community, and then they'll just run a narrative. We've seen Tommy do it time and time again as it relates to women, black women specifically. They'll create a narrative. This is what we do in the media. It's so easy to frame a narrative. This is why Stephen A. Smith always buffs out his chest and starts laughing and starts getting all like he's in the mafia when he's talking to NBA players, because he knows what the media can do. We know how strong narratives is. This motherfucker got Jaylen Brown traded. Like, there's ways to impact reality through media.
Homicide that claimed the lives of 25-year-old Kiana Weathersby, 30-year-old Erica Weathersby, and 2-year-old Kamari Givens.
The fact that this firearm was recovered in the possession of the homicide suspects underscores the seriousness of the original theft. This was not a misplaced weapon. It was stolen during the commission of a felony after criminals unlawfully entered a marked police vehicle.
Mayor John Horn says this is unacceptable and JPD holds itself to a higher standard. He also says changes will be made in the department to avoid something like this happening again. Live in Jackson, Mercy Rain, 12 News.
So if you wonder why this is, right? You know, a lot of people don't want to say it because they've I was gonna do a video on this, but I'll just do it. I'll just put it in. I'll let you know why this happens, okay? I'll refer you to some papers. Like I have it somewhere here in my notes. Because I've also been asking questions why this happens. So today you're going to hear for the first time why Black America commits these types of homicides, these ridiculous homicides. Why they have this extensive violent culture, okay? There is a paper.
Once again, Nana, we had to pull up this just so we get some perspective. Not to throw the white American community under the bus, but when you say these things about the Black American community, you have to put it into context with comparative analysis. I'm sure you're, affiliated with that term or accustomed to the. My vocabulary is just dead today. I'm just saying all the wrong words. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with me.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
I think I need a food beyond the beverage. Look at these stats. They're staggering, bruh. 69.8% of rape arrests. All right? It's ridiculous, bruh. Against the family. Crimes against the family. You're talking about the family structure. Black family structure is so corrupt. No fathers in the house. But 65.8% of arrests for offenses against family and children were white. Were white. They were white. 59.1% of violent crime arrests overall were white. They were white. You know who's the most exonerated demographic of individuals in America? They're black. The most exonerated, which means they are falsely arrested and free of the crimes.
Oh!
I'm pulling this up, so bear with me, okay? Not just a paper, but there's 3 books. There's 2 books and a paper. The first book is called Behavioral Genetics and Crime in Context. It's written in 2006.
Behavioral genetics? What the hell? What is this, some eugenics? What are we reading a different version of the bell curve? Like, what are we doing? What is this shit?
Owen D. Jones. When I clip this, I'll put a link to the book in the description. The second book is Lagua et al. It's actually a paper in 2009, 3 years later, talks about genetics and criminal behavior. Recent accomplishments in 2009. And the last one that I personally read, which is at the National Institutes of Health, okay, is by Applebaum and Scarich. It's called The Impact of Behavioral Genetic Evidence on Adjudication of Criminal Behavior. This article was written to help reduce sentencing for Black American men when they committed crimes. To say that there was a genetic component to why these people commit these violent crimes. But because they thought that when they say that it was gonna be quote unquote too racist, and most of this research is done by liberal entities, they picked the advantages of it to help reduce sentences of criminal behavior while explicitly saying that genetics has nothing or not the lone factor in criminal behavior. But some of the findings of this was very tricky, okay? So if you look at sub-Saharan Africa, majority of the countries, if you are not warring, you take countries like Ghana or Kenya, homicide rates are one of the lowest in all of the world. So a lot of these researchers said, if we say genetics and
Yo, why is my default browser Yahoo? Who did this shit?
Oh!
How many times do I gotta switch this? My bad, chat. I'm looking up the homicide rates in Ghana. Okay, I need some comparative analysis. This means nothing to me in a vacuum. Okay, so North America per 100K. The whole of North America, that's very vague, bro. That's too much. I need this is not good enough for me. Ghana is relatively low in the homicide rate, which is good. Which is good. Wait. Oh, no, I'm getting conflicting stats. Yikes. Why is Nigeria so high? Is this real? Okay, no, I'm gonna have to do a real search because this is bad info right now. I'll get better info from from an AI assistant than this right now. This is on the fly research. Sometimes you gotta make sure you get your sources. I'll do an analysis later.
Sub-Saharan Africans have such low homicide rates, then that debunks the whole notion of genetics, right? But what research has found is something different, and I'll read these terminologies for you, okay?
Yeah, this sounds like aimlessly regurgitating bullshit without actually analyzing the research that you're reading to propagate it to an audience. I won't do some shit like this genetic research when you see the stats and the whites actually have way worse crime stats. So I'm like, yeah, it's not computing, bro. This just seems like some white supremacist tropes that you're taking part of. This is an overall bad look. I don't know what Nana was doing in this video. Shout out to Blue Baggins with the $20 super chat. I'm pretty sure Blue Baggins, were you talking shit about me in the chat several days ago about various different topics? But nonetheless, I'm gonna read your super chat. Shout out to you with the $20 super chat. You said Nana is using white supremacist talking points and misquoting stats. 80% of black children are born to non-married parents. Still 55% live with both parents. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. And both males are most involved in all fathers in the U.S. And black males are the most involved of all fathers in the U.S. is what you meant to say. I said bulk. I even fucking read that when I should have just. It is what it is. Now, that's what I'm saying. These in the free world, I like to call America, Canada, I like to call the Western world the free world. Things are different. We don't live in a homogenous society. Things aren't structured differently. We have freedom of speech, religion, all these different things. Marriage is not the first thing. People carry before they marry, but they're still in a stable household. As you show, like 80% may do that, but 55% still live with both parents. So the stats may be misleading. Sometimes when you take a stat and you just throw it out there in a vacuum without any context to the stat, it leads to a lot of misinformation. I always say men lie, women lie, numbers tell half the story. A fact or a stat without the context is bullshit, and that's how they use stats to weaponize things.
Sorry, man. So there's the first thing I want you to know is something called behavioral genetics. What is it? Behavioral genetics is a scientific field that studies how genetic variation and environmental factors together influence behavior. So this science studies not only genetics, but another thing, which is the environmental factors together.
Great. So you're trying to say genetically, because at first you said you were going with the whole delineation thing that the FBA said. So you're basically saying they're not African at all. They're from America. You said, yeah, it's because you guys said that, right? So because they said that, you're going with it and you're calling them less African. And then in this sense, you're saying that, no, they are African. They come from West Africa, but because of their environment and the way it was, you mix the both, this is what the outcome of black Americans are. You're basically saying that they're genetically fucked up, which is ridiculous and insane to say.
Yeah. So this science studies not only genetics, but another thing, which is the environmental factors together. Okay? It does not claim that genes determine behavior. Instead, it investigates questions such as Why are some people more impulsive than others? In other words, why do Black Americans commit these extreme homicides compared to other races and other?
Flawed premise. You're building a point based off a fallacy, and then you're trying to suggest that you have science to bolster your points based off of genetics, but the facts and the stats are wrong in the first place. So this is just some horseshit.
People, even compared to other Black people. Okay.
Oh, now they're more violent than other Black people. Have you seen the crime in Jamaica? Have you seen the crime in Trinidad? Sometimes in bad, impoverished areas with structural issues in colonization, things go left, bruh. Things go left.
Again! And the central finding is that behavior results from gene-environment interactions. Two things.
Not gene-environment interactions. It's situational. It's circumstantial. It's, I don't know how I gotta eat. I don't got no food in my fridge, but I got bullets in my blick. Oh. So someone getting robbed and I'm coming up. Sometimes it's that in some of these places. Other times it's nothing like that. Other times it's just rhetoric and propaganda used against the Black community. Because what I was speaking of is not really a Black American issue. That's extreme third world poverty I was speaking about.
Genes, which is the MAOA gene, which is predominantly in Black people.
Oh God. We're doing eugenics. We're doing eugenics, folks.
And environmental interactions, which you can underline as Black American culture. So the disappointment in this is that crime is never gonna go away until one of these two things are removed. You can remove the gene, but you can maybe remove the environmental interactions. But because of the current state of the environmental interactions, which is with the welfare state, absentee fathers, and all the other things that has become predominant in that society, these violent crimes are with us to stay as long as you're in North America. So the only way you get away from this, and this may not sound pleasant, but it's the truth, is to separate yourself from people that have the likelihood to possess this gene and to be predisposed to these environmental factors. And I'll explain a few things. Genetic predisposition, what is it? A genetic predisposition is an inherited tendency that increases the likelihood of developing a particular trait or behavior. Okay? Predisposition is not destiny. For example, a person may inherit a higher risk of impulsivity.
Now, when I put this stat next to whatever he's saying, it sounds like he's talking about the white males now, doesn't it? He's saying all these things and you have these stats right here. And then you throw in slavery, Jim Crow, redlining, everything they've done historically. And then you slap that right in this empty white space and you listen to this rhetoric and it sounds ridiculous, sir.
Developing a particular trait or behavior. Okay? Predisposition is not destiny. For example, a person may inherit a higher risk of impulsivity. Now, whether that impulsivity develops into criminal behavior depends on factors such as parenting. Listen here. It depends on factors such as parenting, education, peer groups, trauma, and social environment. So let's start going down the list. Parenting. The Black American man is not at home parenting. So that is already an environmental factor.
That is also already a fallacy and propaganda. Next.
That is a problem. This is why you African women walking around East Africa, if you want to seek a relationship with this group, you have to check to see how they were parented as children. You don't just say, hey, I got myself an American and I'm going to have children with them and I'm going to breed with them. Oh, because they are Black. No. Our families in Africa always checked the family tree of the woman or the man you are going to marry. Our cultures always check that. They were not exposed to science.
If that's the case, you know what? I'm not going to do this because this is how we do the back and forth. It's like you're pedestalizing one over the other. I'm not going to get into a bag of disparaging any African nation based on your hatred and rhetoric towards Black Americans. I'm not going to do that. But don't create fiction. Don't create a fantasy world of perfect Africa and then you guys are here anyway. That's not reality.
But they knew something. And we grew up and we decided not to check these things and we're just moving around and dating. Oh, I'm dating. No. You're raising a daughter and she reaches college and she says, Dad, I want to marry a dude. And the dude is from a certain culture. You have to check. I say no completely, automatically. But for those of you that are liberal enough and you want to consider it, you have to check these factors because the gene is there. That's a constant. It's not going to change. They all have that impulsive gene. It's there.
Yeah, see, this is as dumb as the shit he's saying. Weirdo. See, I knew Blue Baggins was a fucking weirdo. What are you talking about, bro? Man, stop this bullshit. Based on one African saying this dumb idiocy. We're like, come on, man. And delineate, you guys are saying you guys are not from Africa at all. The FBA movement is a bunch of Zionists. Not Zionists, what the fuck? Zionists, what the fuck? Xenophobic Zionists, what the fuck? Y'all a bunch of xenophobic fuckers. That's what you motherfuckers are, man. You motherfuckers, y'all are being divisive just like this motherfucking African is. But this is one dude. Just like Tariq Nasheed is one dude. I'm not giving Tariq Nasheed all that power to cause all this mix-up in division. I'm not giving Nana all that power to create this mix-up in division. I'm not going to shit on Africans. I'm not going to shit on African Americans. I'm not shitting on any Caribbeans. We're not doing that based on a bunch of emotional motherfuckers. See, this is where you're nope. You said FBA say they're from Africa. Some do, some don't. I just watched a video of Jew Almighty saying that their lineage comes from America. And I was like, Jew, not you too. I'm like, really, bruh? You're one of those motherfuckers that think you're indigenous and you're never from Africa? What the hell is going on out here? Both sides to me are just a bunch of idiots. You guys are a bunch of idiots. I'm gonna keep it a stack. And it's a bunch of online fuckery. Online fuckery. I don't know how many more times I'm gonna have to put together presentations to educate folks about certain history. I don't want to do it. I don't want to keep doing it. Half the time I'm high as shit on this platform anyway.
Stay off the weed.
I think folks know better and they're just playing stupid. I think folks know better and they're legitly playing stupid. They're playing in folks' face. They're starting confusion. They want war. They like rage baiting comments or content. They only like watching content that enrages them and makes them miserable and angry. I be talking about Fresh and Fit, who is an American, or not an American. Yo, I'm making so many mistakes today. Oh. Fresh and Fit, who's Sudanese and Bayesian, Caribbean and African. I'll be talking about those motherfuckers. FBA will be in my comments. Stop talking about our shit. I'm like, what shit are what are you talking about? I'll be talking about Abba and Preach. Canadians. One is Caribbean, one is African. You'll have FBA in my comment section. Stop talking about our shit. That's why we're delineating. I'm like, what are you niggas talking about? Are you guys cool? Are y'all high? You just hating on random blacks because you don't want us to have success and visibility on the platform? So there is that, but I'm not going to respond to that by propagating hate towards African Americans, as I know Black Americans to be. Not these foundational Black Americans, these second-hand citizen weirdo. We're not doing that. Because when whites in the early 1800s renounced, I did this last episode, I'm going to have to do it again because there's too much fucking idiots. When they renounced their European identity and their heritage, they claimed American. In the 1820s, by 1864, the KKK started when there was enough white people to say, I'm American. I'm not European. I'm renouncing everything European. They claimed American. 200 motherfucking years later, 200 years later, Black Americans led by Tariq Nasheed are saying, you know what? We're dropping our lineage to Africa. Our lineage is here. We've been here long enough. We are foundational Black Americans, aka second-class citizens, because you're not going to claim American. Your lineage is there. You're from there, but you're not going to claim American because you're foundationally Black. There's a caveat. So when I show up as a Jamaican, I'm not saying I'm a foundational Black Jamaican. I'm just saying I'm Jamaican. You motherfuckers don't want to claim that. You want to be second-class citizens. When you show up at the Olympics, they're not making the distinction. Oh, we got this white American, and then, or we got this American dude who's just clearly a white dude, and then we got this foundational Black American. No, it's just Americans repping a flag. You're all American. But y'all want to use that CIA approach from Tariq Nasheed and be like, yep, we're second-class citizens. We're foundational Black now. And it's just like, what the fuck, nigga? You want to have this interesting, cool name so you can have a group in a club and discriminate against other people? Oh, you're a tether. Based on what? Have I said anything disrespectful to African Americans? Oh, just because I'm not that. Because I'm a Canadian who's Jamaican and Guyanese. Oh, that's what we're doing. That's what's going on here. I get it.
They don't want to hear Jamaican. Don't want to hear Guyanese. They don't want to hear a Black guy.
That's why I say it's a xenophobic hate group. You're hating people based on their ethnicity, based on not being the same ethnicity as you. You're hating folks now. You're discriminating negatively towards them. Listen, I'm not here to call out Nana's bullshit and then jump on the FBA side of just delusion. No. Hell no. I stand with every group of Black African Americans as I refer to Black Americans, not this foundational fuckery. Sorry, folks, not doing it.
LT checked him. LT said,
I try to support every group of Black people, but I'm not doing the trannyism. That's what I call it. I call it trannyisms because it's akin to what trannies do. Oh, I'm going to label myself this and you got to go with it. And if you don't believe in the delusion that I believe in, then you're the enemy.
Nigga, you got to go.
The fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, man, it's peak delusion. And what it does is it erases the identity of the real Native Americans, the real atrocities, the real genocides that's taken place prior to folks establishing themselves here. Very disrespectful. Both movements, trash. Nana, the thing about Nana is Nana's smarter than this. That's why he was in the comment section talking about they're doing it to us. This is what it feels like. I'm like, that is childish, petulant, regressive behavior. Simple. Very petulant. And it's regressive. Oh, they do something stupid, so I'm going to double down on stupid and then push that and say, yeah, Africans adopt this ideology and let's discriminate against Americans, Black Americans. It's ridiculous. Now, I hope that Nana takes another direction, a shift in his direction when it comes to the content, because he's also taken a shot at Afro Think Tank, calling him yellow or some shit. He's like basically reducing folks to being less African, less Black, as if he is the arbiter of truth as it relates to Blackness. Like he's the King Chief Blackness. I don't get that. Oh shit! So Afro Think Tank and O'Shea Duke Jackson are currently.
And I respect you. I think you're tier one because it's not because of what you say. It's because I know what you do. And I'm here.
Hit that like
and
button.
You know, if I can shift my position because of what you're saying, that's why I'm listening. I'm not listening here to disagree with you or anything like that. Because ultimately, I want what everybody else wants. You can call me whatever you want. You coon, you sell out. Listen, guys, when the power be going out, I'm here. Yo ass ain't here. Okay? When shit goes down, I'm
See, this
here.
is live, so I'm not gonna play it at the current moment. Y'all can go over to Afro Think Tank's channel and watch it live. There's about 700, 800 people watching this collab, and this is what we're supposed to be doing. If we all believe in the same thing, we all believe in the betterment of the Black community, Black people globally, because not everybody has the same beliefs. Some people are pro-Black, some people are Pan-Africans, some people are just out for the betterment of Black people globally, like myself. I don't really put a name or a label to myself. I don't claim Pan-Africanism. I don't claim pro-black because I don't really care about interracial dating the same way some people do. Like, people are free to do what they want. I just want the betterment for all black people, a level of freedom for all black people. I don't want folks to feel like they're in chains and they're obligated to do X, Y, and Z based on their race. I want black people to prosper. As any black person wants on this planet, you want to see the people that look like you, the people that share the same skin complexion of you, doing great. You don't want to be a bottom dweller. You don't want to be looked at as the bottom of class of anything. You just want black people to do great. That is my message, and that's what I stand on. O'Shea and Afro Think Tank, they're pretty much on the same message. Nana, I do not believe so. At this point, at this current juncture, I don't believe so. I could not second guess. I couldn't second that and be like, this is what he's on, based on the rhetoric that I've witnessed. Shout out to Lead Clinton with the $10 super chat. You said ignorance exists throughout the diaspora. That is facts. When I started this channel, and I did many conversations about blackness and various different things, I didn't know a lot. I was ignorant through a lot of different subjects, and still am. I am not omniscient. I do not know everything. I know a good amount for what I talk about. If I'm speaking about a subject, I would pretty much know a good amount about that subject because that's the way I am. I like to know things in and out. But there's a void in my knowledge as well. There's things that I do not know. So we are all learning. There's so much I've learned while being on this platform, speaking to folks, interacting with folks. Shout out to Random University in the chat. Shout out to Courtney Michelle in the chat too. We got a bunch of YouTubers in the chat. Shout out to the World Class in the chat. Shouting y'all out because I'm about to wrap this up. Although y'all didn't do the super chats, it doesn't matter. We're still just. I'm not trying. This is the problem. Sometimes I elevate some of y'all's chats, and it's like over the super chats, and people are spending money to get their chats visible. So I don't want to do that too much. So shout out to everybody that sent the super chats. Y'all are first in line.
God damn.
Who else sent super chats? Shout out to all of y'all, man. Y'all are really coming out here and supporting. Now, JSSF, you joined the chat pass, and then you joined the LTTV squad yesterday, but I seen you in Nana's chat talking shit about me. And I'm like, what the?
Just like a woman.
My bad. That's not the right one I wanted to say. That's not what I wanted to do. I'm not throwing women under the bus. But I heard that, and I'm like,
LT cooking your.
Whoops, wrong one. Yo, what the hell's wrong with me? I'm just missing all the buttons.
Nigga, you gotta go.
The fuck is wrong with you?
I'm like, this is Ultimate Agent. You are trying to get access to the content behind the paywall so you can go over to other channels and slander me. Why? Why pay money to slander me? Not everybody spending money is on your side. Not everybody watching your show is a fan. Not all your subscribers are fans. I have subscribers that are chest out subscribers, as in public subscribers. You can see their subscriptions, and they're in the chat talking shit to me. I'm like, you're talking shit to me. You're calling me corny. You're calling me lame. You're calling me all sorts of dusty ass names, and you're publicly subscribed chest out.
LT checked him. LT said,
I'm like, who are these niggas? Who are these niggas? Nah, it's LT's fault, but he's being respectful, so I can't talk. Wait, what's my fault? I'm seeing World Class blaming Random University for something, and now I'm taking the blame. What the hell did I got? What do I got to do with this shit? Y'all are tripping, man. Y'all are tripping. It's always my fault, bruh. I'm gonna keep it real though. My ideology and my openness. Pause. Super pause.
Stick together.
Pause. To build with other folks on the platform has left this platform vulnerable, pause, to some absolute coonery. B-Dub is one of them. I let that shit slide. I'm like, yeah, it's comedy. Y'all being liberal. And then this nigga went entirely too far. And I'm like, God damn it, you niggas was right. Shout out to Lee with the big $20 super chat. Lee says, O'Shea equals Tariq. His channel is informational. Said he doesn't want to be around, what? He doesn't want to be around black people? He doesn't like his subscribers? This is the video that he was talking about Canadians, and it was The video on 5/23/26 that he deleted with the receipts. What the hell? Okay, so you're saying O'Shea was talking shit. He said he didn't want to be around black people. He doesn't like his subscribers. This is the video. He's talking about Canadians, and it was on this date, but he deleted the video. Okay, so damn, talking shit about Canadians in which way? I don't know. I have to see the proof. I have to see what he said specifically, because people talk about Canadians. If they're saying something that is right, then we just got to accept it. If they're just flagrantly hating and disparaging Canadians for no reason, then there's going to be a problem. We're going to have to say something about that. But I don't see it that, I don't know, man. I don't see him say, and he's very pro-black. Him saying he doesn't want to be around niggas is crazy. I don't see it. We had a conversation with O'Shea yesterday. Any issue or anything that I had, I brought up and we spoke about it. So I have no animus, nothing. I have nothing negative to say about O'Shea. That's why it was like I was defending him earlier in the stream. I kind of was, because he deserved the level of defense, because he didn't do anything wrong. He's really out here trying to build. Tariq is far worse. Tariq is far worse. Now I give them a little head start, so I'm not actually live to what they're speaking about. Let me listen to what they're talking about a little bit real quick before I log off this.
In the trenches with my young people that I work with every day. So if that means being a coon to you, I'll be a coon. But what I do want to say is, yes, there are a lot of things that I could be doing better. And I'm gonna admit to you, I got a little bit also frustrated with some of the stuff that I was trying to do in Uganda, and I was willing to do it for free. And then many people, within the Ugandan government, it was apathetic, and I lost.
This is the thing. He denounced Trump on my show. He said Trump has been doing a terrible job, and he shouldn't have voted for Trump. He denounced Trump on the show. He said, "Get Trump the fuck out of here." He didn't say that verbatim. I'm paraphrasing, but he pretty much said, "Fuck Trump. Like, you're doing a terrible job." He said it was a bad decision. Sometimes you vote for the wrong candidate. Okay, so he was disparaging Canadians. He deleted the video. He deleted the video. He got away with it then.
Everything good. I told you everything good. Hey, please, delete the video, delete the video, delete the video, delete the video, and you don't delete.
That's one of my favorite drops to this day. Who calling in, man? If anyone calling in, if anyone wants to say anything and call in now. But if you're not going to call in, I'm wrapping up the show. I don't even know if the link is still visible. If anybody wants to call in and say at 1-2s, call in and say at 1-2. If not, we are wrapping the stream. I don't have any more substance here. I used to support Nana, so this was very disappointing for me doing this stream, actually. I was cool with Nana for a good amount of time on this platform. Just seeing the rhetoric that he's espousing now, I can't co-sign any of this. So Nana needs to kind of shift his content a little bit. I'm not trying to control anyone's platform or tell them what to do on their platform, but I can't really co-sign or support anything if he's this anti-black. You're going against my agenda. My agenda is not to divide and destroy blacks. If I call out individuals like Anton Daniels, who happens to be black, or I call out an individual like Tommy Sotomayor, who happens to be black, that is not me tearing down any black community, talking about anybody in mass, not talking about anybody's ethnic origin or any country. I'm talking about specific individuals. There's nothing wrong with cooking the shit out of a specific individual for doing negative things or holding them accountable. The same way we called out Nana as a specific individual. I did not throw Ghana under the bus calling out Nana. So Nana needs to learn how to not throw America under the bus while calling out O'Shea or Austin Holloman or any of these other folks. You don't need to do that, because what it starts is a mass division. You don't need to do that. All right, man, we out. Yeah. Now, this is 100% facts. I'm reading this as if this is my own statement, World Class, so I'm stealing this. We Debo in the statement because it applies to me. If any of my videos get deleted, YouTube did it. I stand on everything I've ever said on this platform. Enough said. We out.